death penalty for all of the 4 convicts. This is a landmark decision that has come about, a historic verdict coming in there from the Apex Court in the Nirbhaya case. Death penalty for all. Bishwadit Bhattacharya, former Additional Solicitor General of India, is with us. Bishwadit Bhattacharya, you did tell me you had a hint that this would be the verdict. But before I come to you, Anusha Soni joins us now with the very latest. Anusha, this is a historic verdict from the Supreme Court awarding death penalty for all of those 4 convicts.
That's true, Avantika, and in fact it was a long order. The bench led by Justice Deepak Mishra has delivered a unanimous verdict in this 2012 infamous gang rape case. What is interesting to note is that the court today for 15 minutes recalled the entire incident. It again narrated the horrors of the night, the sort of trauma and torture that the girl had gone through was one of the prime reasons that the Supreme Court has looked away from the mitigating circumstances. In the words of the court, the aggravating circumstances take over the mitigating circumstances like the social strata, the family and the young age of the accused. The court was very clear that this is a case in which shook the conscience of the nation and at the same time created a fear psychosis in the minds of the women of the country. And clearly, this was a case which demanded that the judiciary and the system step in. The brutality with which this entire incident had happened was the prime reason that the court clarified that this is indeed a case which is rarest of the rare.
This is huge, Anusha. This is a huge bit of news that we are getting in right now, isn't it? Despite the amicus curiae, Raju Ramachandran and Sanjay Hegde raising doubts on the prosecution evidence, speaking of those anomalies, raising doubts on the merits of the evidence that was submitted by the prosecution, the Supreme Court awarding death penalty for all of those 4 convicts. Mukesh, Pawan Gupta, Vinay Sharma and Akshay Kumar Singh. Preeti Chaudhary is also with us. Anusha, Preeti, this is historic, isn't it? I mean, the family members, the mother of Nirbhaya, who has been fighting this case for years together, would really feel such a sense of relief. She would feel vindicated, isn't it? And that was the big question, justice finally being awarded to the parents of Nirbhaya.
Public seems to be one of the prime reasons.
Really? We'll talk about that.
Preeti?
All right. Avantika, all right, we're with you right now. So Anusha's with me. Anusha's with me. She's just come out of the court. She has the highlights of the order, the verdict there. She's going to take us through that. So all 4 to be hanged until death, Anusha.
That's true, Preeti, and all 4 to be hanged until death. The Supreme Court has held that this is clearly a case under the judicial precedents of Machi Singh and other precedents which are set out that this is indeed the rarest of the rare category. Why is it the rarest of the rare category? These are 2 parts of the argument. The first is the brutality in which this entire incident was committed. That is part 1. Clearly, the court also spelled out that the rod theory, which was much challenged inside the court, that there was no insertion of the rod. They dismissed that argument of the defense, and they have said that the fact that her intestines were damaged, the fact that she died of multiple organ failure, and the fact that her health before that was absolutely fine. There were bite marks all over her body. These are all the facts that the court listed out. The court also said, which is the second part of the argument, that this case indeed is one of the cases which has initiated fear psychosis in the minds of the people of the country. Also, the court said that this is a case which makes us question that how human and civil we are as a civilization, as a society, and how we treat our own women. At the same time, the court has also said that the mitigating circumstances of the all 4 convicts in this case, which were their social strata, the age that they come from, the dependents that they have in the family, or the sort of lack of education they had, all these mitigating circumstances are not outweighed by the aggravating circumstances. And also the manner in which the entire incident happened, the sort of statements that they have given out, that was the prime reason that the court held that this is indeed the rarest of the rare. This case demands that the judiciary sets an example, and that's what indeed, Preeti, that the court has done today.
Avantika, if I might just come in there, just talk about the 3-judge bench there, held by Deepak Mishra. He's never given out the death penalty before. How much does the public perception, the massive social outrage, has to do with that as well?
Well, clearly, the social outrage is one of the prime reasons. It's very evident if you read that order. Indeed, there is a larger consensus building within the judiciary that we must do away with the death penalty, with the Law Commission talking about it. But clearly, the facts of this case has affected everyone inside and outside the court. And I must point out to our viewers that when this judgment was given in the High Court, there was a loud roar and applause. And today, when it was given out in the Supreme Court, there was a huge applause that everyone heard. Right from outside, the guards of the Supreme Court to the police officers present. The parents are of course the affected party, but every person has felt very deeply about this case and judges are not untouched. And secondly, most importantly, this is a unanimous verdict which is given by the bench of the Supreme Court.
So, Avantika, the three-judge bench, all three of them, the 4 convicts will be hanged until death. Well, that is the verdict coming out from the Supreme Court. Of course, with what we heard, the parents of Nirbhaya say today, that would have only been the justice that they've been looking for with every hearing that they have attended over the course of the last 5 years. It's back to the studio.
You know, Preeti, this case is so big, it's so huge, it shook the conscience of every person, I think, of this country. I mean, you know, Anusha making such an important point there that when the verdict was given out, when it upheld the High Court's order of death penalty on those 4 convicts, there was applause. There was, scenes of jubilation that only goes on to showcase the kind of feelings that were there even amongst those present in the court and amongst the lawyers arguing for Nirbhaya, the defense and the Supreme Court, the prosecution and the Supreme Court really dismissing all of these observations that was put forth by the amicus curiae and by the defense.
Well, you know, Avantika, nobody was left unaffected by the
True,
case. I'll tell you on my own, person. I was there in 2012. It was so difficult to be dispassionate about this story. So difficult to not feel one with the protest, not be angry with no action being taken. So, but having said that, if we look at it just legally from the purview of the legal eye and not look at the public pressure around the case, we could look at a very different angle as well. But, you know, I'll ask Anusha to tell us about body language. Were the convicts present, Anusha? What was the body language around the court? You say there was applause all over. Just take us through those 10 minutes. 10 minutes, Avantika, which encapsulated a 5-year fight by the parents, by, you know, the people attached to it, even for our coverage. We've been covering the case for, for 5 years now. 10 minutes did it all. Anusha will take us through on what those 10 minutes were today.
So clearly the bench arrived first, and that was, everyone was anxiously waiting. It was a jam-packed courtroom. So Deepak Mishra began reading the judgment. He's the judge who's leading this entire bench. Justice Bhanumati at the outset clarified that I'm concurring with the other 2 judges, Ashok Bhushan and Deepak Mishra in this case. What is interesting to note is the way Justice Deepak Mishra has written this order is a very humane way. He recollected the entire night. He also spoke about how the girl went for a movie with a friend. She did not expect something like that to happen, and the manner and the form in which the entire incident has happened. At the same time, Preeti, I would also like to take our viewers through the evidence that the court has looked at and upheld. The court has said that as far as the investigation in the matter is concerned, the investigation cannot be doubted. The procedural flaws which have been underlined are not such in nature that they question the merit and the substance of the entire investigation, which was done by the best scientific methods. At the same time, the dying declaration of Nirbhaya in this case was questioned by the defense in many ways. The defense had said that she could not have given a dying declaration. This is something which is fabricated. So that's something that the court today has upheld and said that there is no reason that we should doubt the dying declaration. Much questions about the rod theory, that whether the rod was used to assault Nirbhaya on that night or not. The court has said that yes, it was used. The way her different body parts were affected, it is something which is clear that different sorts of foreign objects were used to assault and torture her in every way possible. And the court has also said that the fingerprint evidence is impeccable in the case and you cannot doubt it. So clearly, as far as the investigation is concerned, because this has been a much high profile matter, the investigation is watertight. That's what the court is saying right now.
Right, Avantika. If you look at it, it's come to be the cornerstone of laws against, crimes against women. Let's look at it from where we go from here. There has been a law which has come at the back of what happened to Nirbhaya, but other stuff needs to be looked at. The Juvenile Justice Act, all of that needs to be looked at from here on. Where do we move from here on? And maybe your panel out there would be able to answer.
Oh, indeed. Let me just get in a quick, reaction there from Mr. Bhattacharya, the former Additional Solicitor General of India. Sir, when I was speaking to you, if I may quote you, the one thing that you said before the verdict was, I'm hoping that the Supreme Court shows some guts and, would actually would set a precedent of sorts. The Supreme Court there making that unanimous decision and dismissing the defense's case altogether. Your response?
Well, what I said, if I remember, was that it will be very difficult for the Supreme Court to upturn the concurrent finding of the trial court and the High Court. And the majesty of the law has reigned, supreme. If death sentence is in the statute book, and if this is the rarest of the rare case, which is of course widely recognized nationally and internationally, the facts, then I don't think Supreme Court had much of an option but to uphold the death sentence as pronounced by
But despite the amicus curiae saying that the High Court and the trial court had grossly erred, the Supreme Court really sitting down there and listening to the prosecution's case, to the defense, and as Anusha was telling us, really going by every statement and once again, asking the lawyers to present their case and to, just recount what had happened on the night of 16 December 2012.
You see, Avantika, April last year,
yes,
the Supreme Court acted only fairly by giving full legal assistance to the accused and convicted persons by inducting two senior counsels as amicus curiae.
Yes.
Amicus curiae primarily to be fair, so that if as a friend of the court they have to say something to something which is just, fair and reasonable, a friend of the court is supposed to speak in such a manner. So amicus curiae have done their job.
Yes, they did.
And the court in turn have done their job. And this is one instance which shook the collective conscience of
the nation.
Humanity.
Absolutely.
I won't even say collective conscience of the nation. It shook the collective conscience of humanity. There is a higher divine justice which always operates. And this divine justice operates, if I may say so with the greatest of respect, through the sanctorum of justice, that is the Supreme Court of India, as far as India is concerned.
Let me just quickly get in Meghna Pant, also an award-winning author there. Meghna, your reaction to that big announcement, that big news of the Supreme Court upholding the death penalty of the 4 convicts who had committed such a barbaric, heinous act on Nirbhaya.
I think it's a day of victory for India. It's, some light finally after what was the darkest night in India's history. I don't think I've been ever happier in my life to hear of people being sentenced to death. I think it's a huge sort of redemption for Nirbhaya, for the women of India. More than that, let's take a moment to think about the parents of Jyoti Singh, Asha Devi and Badri Singh. They have suffered for so long. They've been put on trial. The burden of shame has been put on them. They finally stand redeemed. They can face closure. Let's take a moment also to look at the friend who was with Jyoti that night. He tried to protect her as much as he could. He didn't abandon her. He has handled this entire case over the last 4 to 5 years with so much dignity. A huge shout out of thanks to all those selfless people, the people who took to the streets, the men and the women, the activists, the lawyers, the NGOs, all of whom have been fighting for Jyoti to get justice. I think it's a great day in India's history, a historic moment, and I could not be happier as a woman and as a feminist.
And Trisha, it was the sheer brutality and the torture that was inflicted on Nirbhaya that really sent shivers down one's spine. Even now, if you read about that case in detail, does this verdict, this judgment, set about a very strong precedent in years to come? Does it send out a very strong message in society as well?
You know, it absolutely does. It's hard to look at this case just with, one dimension. We've heard the convicts showing no remorse, showing zero signs of rehabilitation. Even the convicts' defense counsel, for them to say that, their background, their poor background and their age should grant them leniency. What about the fact that Nirbhaya was only 23 years old? What about the fact that the convict showed zero remorse and rehabilitation? So given all of that, given the facts of the case where her body was subject to such gross, inhumane brutality, you have to be inhuman to be able to subject such kind of atrocity onto another woman. This goes beyond sexual perversion to actually inflicting torture upon another human being. So of course this qualifies under the rarest of rare cases, and even though our justice system is trying to move away from the death penalty sentences being awarded, our Supreme Court doesn't just award such sentences willy-nilly. They look at it and they've studied the facts in case, and this was a case that became, the nation was out.
Okay, stay with me, ma'am. Just stay with me. The Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry, Kiran Bedi, is also with us now on the broadcast. Ma'am, what a day this is. Your reaction on the Supreme Court verdict upholding the death penalty to the 4 convicts.
Yes, we all collectively thank the Honorable Supreme Court for finally giving the right verdict. The verdict which is total divine justice. Because this is one case which has remained in our memory. And therefore this punishment will also be remembered and will act as a very strong deterrent. Many cases one forgets the incident and the death penalty sometimes you cannot connect the death penalty to the case. In this case, every Indian will be able to connect this death penalty punishment to the Nirbhaya's case, because Nirbhaya's case is in the mind of everyone, memory of everyone, which has shook the nation completely. So I think we're grateful to the judiciary.
Just play out that reaction once again, Ms. Bedi, if you may continue. A very important point that you have made there, this landmark verdict coming in from the Apex Court, just how can we expect this to act as a deterrent? It also sends out such a strong message, isn't it, in society to all those criminals, to all those who have abused women in the past on numerous occasions.
I think that the more we debate on the television now through the day, the better messages will go, because this will get reinforced.
Yes.
As I said, this is bound to have a very deterrent effect, because none of us will ever in our lifetime forget this brutal gang rape.
Right.
But the credit goes to the...
Okay, Kiran Bedi also with us right now, ma'am. Just excuse us for cutting you there, but you were making a very important point. If you may, please continue.
I had said that as you discuss through the day, this will keep getting informed and reinforced.
Yes.
Sending a very powerful message of deterrent punishment.
Yes.
And how heavily it can cost you. As I said, this is the one case which is full marks to the Delhi police leadership at that time and the investigating officers and the scientific investigation.
Okay.
इस वक्त हमारे साथ बात करने के लिए केपी सिंह जी मौजूद हैं। इस वक्त हमारे साथ बात करने के लिए वकील केपी सिंह जी मौजूद हैं। अरे हटो ना हो रहा।
Coming in on this big news, the death penalty that has been upheld by the Supreme Court, the death penalty on 4 of the convicts, Mukesh, Pavan Gupta, Vinay Sharma and Akshay Kumar Singh. Remember, on September 13, 2013,
हमें न्याय मिला। हमने तो चांद सितारों की रातों की तमन्ना की थी, पर हमें स्याह काली रातों के सिवा कुछ नहीं मिला। मैंने कोर्ट में भी बोला, मैं इससे असंतुष्ट हूं, और जैसे जजमेंट मिल जाएगा उसको स्टडी करके हम उस पर जो रिव्यू है, हम रिव्यू फाइल करेंगे। अक्षय कुमार सिंह, विनय शर्मा और पवन गुप्ता के लिए रिव्यू फाइल करेंगे।
लेकिन सर, उन्होंने बोला कि समाज में मैसेज पहुंचना जरूरी था।
समाज में मैसेज के लिए किसी को फांसी नहीं दे सकते। पनिशमेंट का अर्थ है, पनिशमेंट का मतलब है सुधार, उसे सुधारा जाए। महात्मा गांधी के सिद्धांत की तो धज्जियां उड़ गई। महात्मा गांधी जी ने कहा था नॉन वायलेंस, अहिंसा होनी चाहिए, अहिंसा है। ह्यूमन राइट्स की तो धज्जियां उड़ गई। जीने का अधिकार है, जो जीवन देता है वही जीवन ले सकता है।
इस वक्त हमारे साथ बात करने के लिए केपी सिंह जी मौजूद हैं।
Who was the defense lawyer there, the lawyer who was representing Pavan Gupta, Vinay Sharma, Akshay Kumar Singh, Biswajit Bhattacharya, who is the former Additional Solicitor General of India, is also with us. You just heard. All right, let me just, sir, before I come to you, let me just quickly take a quick reaction from Ms. Kiran Bedi also there. I was just listening to the defense lawyers there saying that they're going to first study the entire judgment and then, also make a review petition. But he was talking about ahimsa. He was talking about the land of the Mahatma, speaking of non-violence, etc. How can one forget about the kind of brutality and the torture that was inflicted on the victim? How can one forget? Okay, that was the Union Minister. But now let's just go to our studio guest, Mr. Bhattacharya, who is the former Additional Solicitor General of India. Now, what do you make of this? You've been listening to all of the reactions that have been coming in. More reactions, before I come to you, some more reactions are coming in just outside the Supreme Court. We'll just listen in first before I come to you.
I'll give it, just be patient. The final verdict of the court has been... The final verdict of the court has been to uphold the final verdict of the court has been to, if you want to do it, we'll do it peacefully. I'll take 10 minutes, but do it peacefully.
Sir, please. One second. So please go ahead.
The final, let her come, she's part of the team, otherwise I won't give you an interview. Come on, Supriya, come in front. The final, sun lijiye. The final verdict of the court has been to uphold the death sentence which had been given by the two courts below, and the court has relied and considered the concept of collective conscience and felt that this is the nature of crime which deserves nothing other than the death sentence, and that is why they have affirmed the judgments of the court below.
We have with us Chhaya Sharma, who was a DCP of South at that particular time.
Okay, Union Minister Maneka Gandhi just now gave her reaction a short while back, but she is here speaking exclusively to India Today's Ashok Singhal on this landmark verdict, and she welcomes the same.
चारों अभियुक्तों की फांसी की सजा बरकरार रखे, किस ढंग से देखते हैं इसमें?
नहीं, मैं खुश हूँ कि उनको फांसी की सज़ा मिली है। ये इसका नतीजा ये होगा कि अब लोग दोबारा सोचेंगे औरत के ऊपर हमला करते वक्त, और ये निर्भया कांड की वजह से हमारे देश में बहुत सारे ऐसे कानून आए हैं, जे एक्ट, जो 16 साल के बच्चे भी, क्योंकि एक तो निकल गया 16 साल की उम्र की वजह से, और उसकी वजह से हम लोग ये एक्ट को बदल चुके थे। फिर रेप लॉज भी बहुत तगड़े हो गए हैं। तो मैं खुश हूँ कि ये हम लोगों ने इस तरीके से रिएक्ट किया।
लंबा टाइम लगा, करीब 5 साल इस पूरे मामले में सजा मिलने में लग गया। आपको लगता है और भी जल्दी सुनवाई होनी चाहिए, डिसीजन जल्दी आने चाहिए ऐसे मामलों में?
जी, मैं तो कहता हूँ कि हर केस में अगर सुनवाई जल्दी होती तो न्याय आसानी से मिलता। अगर ये सुनवाई जल्दी होती, सुप्रीम कोर्ट में ही नहीं, डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट से लेकर के जहाँ तक, तो बहुत सारे लोग जो घिनौने काम करने वाले हैं वो डर जाते हैं। अब मैं एक मर्डर केस को जानती हूँ जो चंडीगढ़ में अब 34 साल के बाद उसका निर्णय हुआ, और वो भी अक्विटल, जब पूरी ज़िंदगी बीत गई उस इंसान की।
मेनका जी, आपका हमेशा से जोर रहा है कि जो हरासमेंट्स हैं महिलाओं के अलग अलग जगह पर या रेप केसेज हैं, उनको लेके जागरूक होना चाहिए, अवेकनिंग, कुछ ऐसे प्रोग्राम्स भी आप कर रही हैं। आपको लगता है कुछ फ़र्क पड़ेगा ऐसी चीज़ों से?
बिल्कुल फ़र्क पड़ेगा। एक तो आप मीडिया वाले ने बिल्कुल अपना रुख बदल दिया निर्भय कांड के बाद, और अब आप लोग तो इतने सतर्क हैं कि छोटा सा भी कांड हो कहीं भी, वैसे तो कोई भी कांड छोटा नहीं है, लेकिन कुछ भी हो आप लोग इसके बारे में बोलते हैं, लिखते हैं। ये जिसको मैं बोलती हूँ ज़ीरो टॉलरेंस मीडिया का है अब कोई भी कांड औरत पे ऊपर। तो सबसे पहला चेंज तो ये आया है। इससे पहले, निर्भया से पहले इतना सामने नहीं आता था। दूसरा कि हम लोगों ने रिएक्ट करके निर्भया के बाद सारे कानून बदले, उसके बाद वन स्टॉप सेंटर्स पीड़ित औरतों के लिए बनाए। अभी 150 मैंने बनाए हैं और 600 मैं बना करके जाऊंगे। हम लोगों ने ये ई-बॉक्स मॉलेस्टेशन के लिए बनाया है, जिसमें कोई भी पीड़ित औरत उसको इस्तेमाल कर सकती है। हम लोगों ने सेक्सुअल हैरेसमेंट कमिटीज़ बनाया। आज ही मैं उन सबको वर्कशॉप में ट्रेनिंग दे करके आई हूँ। सरकारी और गैर सरकारी भी संस्थाओं में सबको बनाना पड़ेगा कि जहाँ जहाँ औरत काम करती हैं और जहाँ 10 लोगों से ज़्यादा कंपनी में है, तो सेक्सुअल हैरेसमेंट कमेटी होना ज़रूरी है। तो अब देखिए पैनिक बटन जो सेल फोन्स पर आ गए हैं, जो नए सेल फोन्स हैं, सब में एक पैनिक बटन लगा है और ये पहले कभी किसने सोचा कि हो सकता है, लेकिन हुआ है। हमें 3 साल लगे हैं लेकिन इस सरकार ने करी है। तो ये कुछ चीज़ें हैं जो आ रही हैं, रोज़ के रोज़ कुछ नई चीज़ आते हैं और ये सब उस समय से शुरू हुआ है क्योंकि आप लोगों ने हमको सतर्क किया।
कैमरामैन अश्विनी के साथ अशोक सिंगल, दिल्ली आज तक।
This is a big day for Nirbhaya's parents who have been demanding justice. If you remember, they had expressed such disappointment over the release of the juvenile, another accused in the gang rape case. A short while back, Asha Devi and Badrinath Singh spoke to my colleague Shweta. Let's just listen in.
बताया गया कि तालियां बज गई हैं वहां पर। आप संतुष्ट हैं अब कि ये चारों के चारों दरिंदे फांसी पर झूलेंगे?
बिल्कुल संतुष्ट है। ये फैसला सिर्फ हमारा नहीं था, पूरा समाज का था, आप लोगों का था। मैं सबका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करती हूँ, अपने सारे समाज का, अपने देशवासियों का, अपने मीडिया भाई बहनों का। सब लोगों ने हमारा उस टाइम से अब तक साथ दिया, मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देती हूँ।
लेकिन निश्चित तौर पर
उम्मीद करती हूँ कि और भी बच्चियों के लिए हम ऐसे करेंगे। हम आज कह सकते हैं कि नहीं, कहीं न कहीं थोड़ा सा लचर व्यवस्था है, लेकिन कानून में देर है, अंधेर नहीं है। आज कोर्ट में साबित हो गया और मैं एक बार सबको धन्यवाद करती हूँ। हम सबको इंसाफ मिला, आज निर्भया को सुप्रीम कोर्ट में इंसाफ मिला।
क्या उस नाबालिग के खुले छूटने पर अभी कोई मलाल आपके मन में रह गया है?
बिल्कुल, ये तो हमेशा रहेगा, जब तक जिएंगे तब तक ये दुख रहेगा, लेकिन अब नहीं कुछ कर सकते तो क्या कर।
Mr. Bhattacharya, nearly 5 years after that horrific crime had taken place, the mother there feeling a sense of relief. One can't even imagine the emotions that she must have been going through. You know, I was just reading all these updates coming in from the Supreme Court saying that this was the rarest of the rare case, the brutality of the case that, you know, shocked the judges who were hearing this case.
Absolutely, this has been a rarest of rare cases. And as far as the court proceedings are concerned, you know, the trial court delivered the verdict in September 2013.
Yes.
High Court delivered the verdict in March 2014. So up to the stage of High Court, the case moved pretty swiftly. Now Supreme Court stayed the sentence and then therefore gave enough rope to both sides to prove their case.
Right.
Now one thing I just wanted to tell.
Yes.
That you see, this verdict will also reopen the debate whether or not death penalty should remain or not. You can see the reaction in the court, and if you can see that people have started clapping just outside the court after the
and
verdict.
Inside the court as well.
And then
when the judgment was being read
you
out.
see, then you can see the total outrage.
Yes.
Total outrage. And you know, at the end of the day, judges will have to do justice based on extant laws. For a particular kind of offense.
Yes.
And if after examining the evidence,
yes,
it is found that yes, the law fits in,
yes,
then I think judges were not left with any other choice.
Absolutely. Meghna Pant is also with us right now. Meghna, you know, you're known for taking a very strong feminist stance in your writing. I've heard your TEDx talks. You have spoken so openly about domestic violence and all kinds of abuse and how this has become an epidemic in our society. How important this verdict is going to be for generations to come and for India?
This is a landmark verdict, as has been said before, and as a feminist, as a woman, as a citizen of India, I couldn't be happier. I don't think I've been prouder to be an Indian as I am today. But one note of caution, we cannot afford to rest on our laurels. We have a very, very long and difficult journey ahead of us. Let's not forget that while Nirbhaya has finally got justice after 5 years, there's still the Rohtak case, there's still cases like Jisha, cases where women have been raped and mutilated beyond recognition. They've been left to be half eaten by animals. They need justice as well. Let us also look at the legal system. The Juvenile Act needs to be looked at and amended. I think while I'm happy that the other 4 convicts got a death penalty, the juvenile in this case was the one who inflicted the maximum harm on Jyoti Singh, on Nirbhaya, and the fact that he's now free, he's just served 3 years in a remand home, it somehow still irks me. I wish that there was a more severe punishment doled out to him. We need more suitable and swift justice. We need more stringent laws. We need to increase our conviction rates like in the POXO case as well. Need to increase the severity of our punishment.
Right.
And more than that, let's take a quick look at the 1,000 crore Nirbhaya fund. We need the Mahila police volunteers to be more proactive. We've not heard what's really happened in the last 4 years with them. We need to shortlist the NGOs who are helping to rehabilitate women of domestic violence or rape or dowry. We have a very, very long way to go, and we have to, instead of taking, curative measures, we need to start taking preventive measures, which is we need to start addressing male behavior in our schools itself. Gender sensitivity has to be taught from a very young age to both men as well as women.
Yes, absolutely.
Girls
There's
are being
a
taught
lot that
how not
needs
get
to be
raped,
done.
but boys need to be taught how
Right,
not to
Meghna.
rape.
Preeti, the passage of the Juvenile Justice Bill, the passage of that legislation only gained urgency when the juvenile was released. And that's when we saw members of parliament sitting in Rajya Sabha debating over the entire bill to come into effect. So as Meghna is saying, this perhaps is just the beginning. There's just so much that needs to be done. But it's a good step, and that too in the right direction, isn't it?
No, I can't do that. I can't do that. Avantika, today what we saw was retribution, primarily for the parents of Nirbhaya. Retribution at that. But when you look at it, does it open up a larger debate? Yes, it should. When you talk about was justice delayed, it was over 3 years the case was heard. Was it delayed? Well, Anusha here will tell us that by international standards, it's actually come at the right time. But having said that, a larger debate today needs to be opened up at the back of this landmark verdict, and that debate should, actually focus on whether we need to get fast-track courts and, maybe relook at the Juvenile Justice Act. But I'm going to bring in Anusha, and she'll take us through the legalities of this case. And if you actually look at the international standards where this case is concerned, it has not taken long. That doesn't mean, that a larger debate needs to come up on new courts, fast-track courts, especially where the case of, crime against women is concerned. Do they need to come up? Anusha, take us through do you reckon this is as fast as we could have heard justice, justice would have come for Nirbhaya?
We must not forget, Preeti, that this is a country where we have one judge over 1 lakh people. This is a country where the police force and the enforcement agencies face a severe crunch as far as the man force is concerned. This case was heard on a fast-track basis, even at the Supreme Court of India.
All right, I believe there's some more news coming in. Avantika, it's back to the studio.
Yes, absolutely. No, Preeti, we'll keep coming back to you. It's very interesting to get all of those reactions. We'll keep coming back to our guests as well.